Welcome back to Dark Nights. We left off here talking to Akuya about Seiken. What did he do to you? Oh, he didn't have any bad intentions. I think he brought me to a temple and told me I'd be safe from danger there. I don't know how much time has passed because it was so dark inside, but then a creepy guy with a gas mask burst through the doors and tried to take me with him. My memories are so fuzzy when I try to remember. You feels like there's something missing. It's okay, you probably need more rest. Thanks for telling me. It's disappointing that Shane's dead. What I got from her story was when someone kidnapped her, but Seiken came to her rescue and kept her safe in the forest temple in case of a second attack. Shane must have caught wind of Akuya being in the temple and misunderstood the situation, resulting in their fight. My gut tells me it was Kaichi who took Akuya, but I consider the possibility that someone else could be after her. Whoever it is, they might try to attack again now that Akuya is back. I can't rely on Shane anymore, so I have to protect her myself. How about you stay at my place? We can have fun together, and I can keep an eye on you in case something happens. Miyako, I don't need protecting, but sure, I'll go anyway. I feel slightly offended at the first part of that sentence. Hey, I make a good bodyguard. If anyone's a good bodyguard, it'd be me. Oh, Leo, are you going too? Great. We could have a sleepover. Wait, what? It's been so long since we've been to Miyako's house, hasn't it? Iku, you can't just... Wait, I'm still lost. What's this about a sleepover? Akiya smiles brightly and loops her arm through mine and Leoji's, pulling us close. In truth, I doubt Akuya feels fine about the situation, so this sleepover would be a good distraction for her. Besides, it's really been a while since the three of us hung together outside of class. We plan to sleep over tomorrow, because Leoji has job-related duties today. After I enter my room, I drop myself on bed. I feel tired after what happened last night. While staring out into the backyard, I remember the last time it rained this heavily. I half expect Seiken to knock on the door again. I wonder how he's doing. I saw he suffered quite a few injuries. I'd go to the forest, but knowing him, he'd tell me to get lost. There are too many things on my mind. I shake my head, feeling weary, and draw the curtains. Next day. I get ready for the sleepover after class. The guest room is already prepared for Leiji, and I haul an extra mattress into my room for Akuya. It doesn't take long before the first person arrives. After opening the door for Akuya, she gazes around the living room with narrowed eyes. Your place looks smaller than I remember. You're the one who got bigger. Time sure flies by fast. Akuya drops her duffel bag close to the table and takes a seat. Take a seat, Master Skywalker. I go to the kitchen to grab something to drink. Suddenly, Leoji pops up behind Akuya and grabs her shoulders, causing her to jump. Boo. Akuya twists around to glare at him. I just got traumatized from the attempted kidnapping. Did he really have to? That's why you should always stay on guard. I was right behind you, but you didn't turn around when I called your name. As Leoji moves to the couch, he trips over Akuya's bag and stumbles away. Ugh. Thanks, Karma. Doesn't exist. I return to the living room, seeing my friends banter. You're here early, Leoji. I thought your after-school activities don't end till later. They don't, but I told him I had more important things to do. Like scaring the life out of your friend? I'm glad we're your first priority. By the way, I requested a guard for Akuya, but it seems the police is lacking in staff. Apparently they can't get in contact with one of the investigators and they're scrambling for his replacement. Yeah, I don't think anyone can volunteer to replace Shane. Or Corrado, for that matter. I think I'm doing a great job so far. You didn't even notice me. Something shifts in Akuya's eyes and I know she's thinking about the past few days. I don't think anything is going to happen so soon, but you don't have to be scared anymore, Akuya. With you two around, there's no reason for me to be scared. She smiles innocently and pokes us playfully. No, actually, I'm the one in danger at all times. I'm kissed. The three of us do not get to see each other very often after school. On top of his class president and club duties, Ryoshi frequently helps out his dad at the police office. Meanwhile, Kuya's been taking care of her older brother, who is easily prone to sickness. They have such busy lives compared to my own dull routine. It feels like time's been moving for everyone except me. What about you, Miyako? What have you been doing? I look up and blink at him. Nothing much. I've just been at home. That's a lie. That's so boring. Why don't you join a club? You're welcome in any of mine. We're always looking for new members. None of them really catch my interest. To make new friends. I have. What about a boyfriend? Actually, I haven't heard anything about your love life. The boyfriend's question makes my cheeks flush red. Oh, unless you already have one. Oh, is he usually not allowed to hear? What? Or Miyako, could it be? Ryoshi himself is involved. Ukiya wistfully sighs, looking at me and Ryoshi like she's looking at a car crash. The hopeless destiny of love between childhood friends. I shake my head and sigh. Ukiya will not let this go unless she's satisfied, so I decide to make something up. There is someone I like, but he's very reserved and I don't get to speak with him. So you want to spice up the relationship, huh? We're just acquaintances. This is the first time I heard you talking about anyone like that. You must be pretty special. Ryoshi, you're the relationship expert. Give her some advice. You must be joking. I've never been in a relationship before. You know I'm horrible at that kind of stuff. Well, let's say you're in a situation where someone likes you. What do you like them to do? Leave me alone? I was not expecting the conversation to turn out this way, but now we are at it. I'd like him to be straightforward to avoid confusion. In other words, you'd have to tell me in person. That approach might be too direct. It isn't as simple as that. It really is. How would you know if you don't say it directly? Miyako, be yourself around him and act natural. It's better when the person you like is a good friend at the same time. Gentlemen, that's when you get friend zoned before having the chance. I don't think my bad habits should be part of my charm. Don't worry, that makes you cute, Miyako, we know. Feeling flattered, I smile at them. Recent events have been getting to me, but talking to my friends cheers me up. Makes me think about how my life had turned around after meeting Zaken. We frequently bump into each other, so I consider him more of an acquaintance than a friend. So then, why do we keep worrying about him? Do I actually like him? I just want to keep him company since he's alone all the time. I think he's just misunderstood. I want him to know that not everyone thinks him the same way. I want to see him again. You may be able to, Miyako. I'm going to the convenience store. I'll be right back. Do you want me to go with you? Nah, I can handle it. It's not that late and I don't think I'm gonna run into any zombies. That's a joke. After all, if I do, I can just run into Zaken again. I'm sure they'll be overjoyed with their favorite treats. Kurata? Guess he isn't dead. I step back, dazed at what stands before me. A huge beast? It looks familiar somehow. Could it be I'm the only one who can see it? The beast glances at me for a second, then dashes away in the opposite direction. It reminds me of the cat creature I met once before, but this one's a lot bigger. I want to chase it again, but I changed my mind. My friends are waiting for dessert and it's getting dark. I wonder if this was Zaken meant by spirits being within the village. Hey, I'm back. I go upstairs to hear voices from my room. Ryoshi, be careful, please. I'm doing my best. Besides, this was your suggestion. This is difficult. Fine, I'll do it. I hear both of them heaving sighs. It's my hair. Whoops. Maybe we should move the drawer for more space. That way I can reach for it better. There's no more space. Never mind, you're not making any progress. Move aside. A little more. Ugh. Whoa. Seriously, what are they doing in there? I enter my room and turn on the switch. I find Akuya standing in the middle of the room. Ryoshi's on his knees. News? Exhaustion clear on his face. Miyako, you're finally back. My two friends making weird noises in the dark. This isn't what you think it is. Ukiya was acting silly and wanted to put her bunny hair bow on me. I was trying to get it off, but accidentally got it stuck behind the drawer. Talk about troublesome. But everything's fine now. She got it back for me. I shake my head at these two. Even after all these years, they still act like children. Don't fumble around in the dark. You could have bumped into something and hurt yourself. I also wanted my bunny back. It's a precious gift from my brother. We head back to the living room to dig into the food I bought from the store. We chat for a bit longer until we start to feel sleepy. The ice cream's probably drugged. Why am I the only one sleeping in a different room? I don't mean to stare at us while we're changing. What kind of person do you think I am? A closet pervert? Leoji rolls his eyes, stifling a small laugh. It's not fair that you're having fun in the other room, so lonely. Shut up and be lonely. I push him into the guest room and close the door. Aw, poor Leoji. He has no choice. Our room can't fit 3 people. I'm sure he understands. This takes me back to elementary school, when we had sleepovers. We should do this more often, it's fun. I agree. A strange noise suddenly wakes me up. I open my eyes and rub my face. When my blurry vision clears up, I see someone bent over me with a wide grin. And it's Koichi again. Oh boy. Kai, he covers my mouth with a hand before I can scream. Moving his face closer, he whispers, I wasn't expecting you to wake up. It's interesting how easily you pick up my presence compared to everyone else. Thank you for bringing me the other cursed soul. It saves me the trouble of searching for her. Akuya, you... Yes, it was me. This time I'll take you both. Like how that's happening. Yes, it will. Unfortunately, our game ends here, Miyako. I need to get him away from Akuya. While Kaichi is While Kaichi is pinned down my arms, I can stew him on my legs. I forcefully shove a knee into his gut, causing him to pull back. It's only then I realize he's floating a few inches above me. I grab Kaichi by the arm as I throw open the window, shoving him out of my room. I quickly slam it shut before he could react. What the heck? He remains outside, frowning at me. He can appear and disappear as he likes, but it must only work for places with entry points. Suddenly, he flies downward. It won't be long until he returns. I have to get him away from the house. I leap off my bed and head to the guest room. The kidnapper is here. Stay here and protect Akuya while I lure him away. Miyako, what? His sleepy face looking at me in confusion, but sensing the urgency in my voice, he nods. Taking an umbrella with me as a weapon, I head out. It's not like I want to kill Kaichi, but he's being very annoying right now. A good conk on the head might do him some good. I had not done any research on ways to stop a Shinigami, but I'm sure he must have some kind of weakness. Oh, you're taking me out alone? I feel his breath on the back of my neck. In surprise, I turn around and swing my umbrella. I hit nothing. Knowing him and his dirty tricks, I decide to run into the street. I wish I had powers like Zeiken. This is hardly a fair match. After a while, I turn my head and realize Kaichi's right behind me. When he reaches his arm out for me, I think I'm done for. But something jumps between us, causing Kaichi to pull back. It's the spirit I saw earlier. It stands protectively before me and growls at Kaichi. I see you brought company. Not that it'll help you. He raises an arm and his sight suddenly materializes in his hand. Without communication, the two start to fight. Kaichi's attacks are grand, but the spirit slips through them like butter. I worry about the spirit, but it seems to be defending itself well. However, it can't land an attack of its own. He dodges and moves away from either of us, lowering his scythe. 2 against 1 isn't exactly fair. He says the one who uses his Shinigami powers whenever he wants. You're always so amusing. This is a waste of time. I'm better off taking an easier prey. He turns away and heads back in the direction of my house. Oh no, he's after Akuya. I bow politely to the spirit before rushing back home. I go upstairs to find Akuya still asleep with Leoji sitting on the floor beside her. It seems like Kaichi hasn't arrived yet. Are you alright? Where'd you go? Don't worry, I'm unharmed. I went after the kidnapper, but he got away. You're taking 2 crazy actions. Why don't you call me for help? 'Cause he's a Shinigami. I'm surprised at her ability to sleep through all this. That's so typical of her. I'll file a report to the office tomorrow. I'll do whatever it takes to keep you both safe. Did you see the kidnapper's face? Yeah, but he isn't anyone from the village. A blonde, tall man with green eyes. Wears a white t-shirt and a black sweater vest. Well, we're not dealing with... Never mind. Thank you, Leiji. I think we should stay separated. The perpetrator knows where I live now, so he might return. Perhaps... You can stay in the office for a while. Given that reason, you should come too. I have a better idea. Call out for guards around my place to set a trap. Next time they'll surely trap him. I hope you know what you're doing. With Shane out of commission, he has no enemies to keep him at bay. You should head back to sleep. I'll watch over Akuya. By the way, before you go to bed, make sure to keep your windows closed. Good night, Miyako. The next day, I decided to check on Zeiken. I have no idea where he might be, but I think to check the temple first. Hope he's okay. I find Zeiken in a corner, still in the same demonic form as last night. His clothes are torn from last night's battle with Shane, and his sweat blood still seeping through the fabric. His injuries mustn't have healed yet. He senses my presence and looks at me with fierce, narrowed eyes, recoiling like a wounded beast. Oh, it's just you. Surprised at this form? I thought you were already aware of it. No, I wasn't sure. Are you scared now? I shake my head unable to look away. His captivating appearance renders me speechless. Thinking back on all the times I spent with him, I never imagined he'd be like this. He matches my gaze, considering something. When I step closer, he suddenly raises his arm. A ball of light suddenly forming at his fingertips. He launches at me without another word. What? I reflexively raise my arms to shield myself. However, the ball seems to hit something and burst into particles just before it could reach me. What happened? So I was right. What do you mean? You're one of those blessed souls. He knows about this too? Blessed? I've been told my soul's cursed. He raises his eyebrow at my statement. Cursed, you say? It's only a curse to demons since you're immune to their spells. Wait, I'm confused. What are you... Why are you here anyway? He must have told you I was dangerous. Shane told me Zeiken was a demon, but I still don't believe he's the same demon from the legends. You saved me and my friend too. So now you're acting tough. However, your barrier doesn't work against physical attacks. You reaches for me but stop short, meeting my gaze. Have you changed your opinion of me yet? Your injuries will get worse if you keep pushing yourself. Worry about yourself, idiot. Zeiken lets out a sigh and pulls away from me, mumbling in his usual tone. I hate being stared at when I'm in this form. I'm sorry, you just look intriguing. You're not as terrifying as I thought you'd be. I came to thank you for saving Akuya. She's doing fine now. I knew you wouldn't hurt people. You both carry the same air about you. Do you mean she's cursed? I mean blessed too? There are different types of blessing, but I don't know what you are. Yours seems like some sort of shield. Most blessed souls can reflect spells and can't be possessed by demons or spirits. Ironically, that makes them even more attractive to some species. Basically, forbidden apples. This is why they should stay away and not get involved in dangerous affairs. I feel like a child being lectured. A few moments pass in silence before he sighs and changes the topic. What are you doing now that you know my identity? I'm gonna spread the truth and change your reputation. If they know that you mean no harm, then the occultists will stop hunting for you. It's useless to try to change a mindset that's been the same for centuries. Even if they know the truth, there'll always be a scapegoat. That's enough reason for them to hate me for all the misfortunes. It won't do much good either way. In the end, you'll be the one who gets hurt. So just give up. I'm not giving up. Do you really think telling them the truth would solve anything? People believe what they want to believe. The fact remains I'm a demon living in this forest. There's no use convincing those who won't listen. I'll make them listen. What do you even know about me? I feel my chest ache when he directs his words at me. That gives me more reason to understand you. Aren't you the hypocrite here? I keep giving you the benefit of the doubt, but you've a fixed view of me. For a moment his expression softens. Looks as if he wants to say something, but quickly shakes his head. Don't trouble yourself over this. But I want to worry about this. We should show the villagers you're not a bloodthirsty killer demon. You know, one way to change their minds is expel their doubts about you. Maybe if you work with investigators to catch the real culprits. I don't like them. His words make sense. Of course, it's difficult to change how people think. Have I been doing the impossible all this time? No, there must be a way. After all, stories don't stay the same after being passed down countless times. He sits near a futon and I follow, taking a seat next to him. Being this close, I can see his wounds clearly. It's already been days. Why don't you heal yourself? You did it to me once. It doesn't work on my own body. The bullets were enchanted, but I've already removed them. It just takes a long time to heal. He averts his gaze and turns his face away. I wonder if this is the first time he got hurt this badly. I can imagine he hasn't been involved in an intense conflict in a long time. Is Aiken aware of modern medicine like pills, antiseptics and such? Or has he never bothered to look into it because he never steps into the village? How was that man doing? Oh, do you mean Shane? He died due to severe blood loss from his injuries. Although, he was already covered in wounds before he fought you. I didn't mean to. Never mind. I think he was under the misconception that you took Akuya. Because of that he wanted me dead? He's after supernatural beings, so perhaps he suspected you as the demon. Do you? Of course not. Zaken looks at me, then shakes his head whilst hiding a smile. He lets out a deep sigh and lifts his chin to stare at the ceiling. You're right. I'm not the demon they have to speak about in myths and stories. That would be my grandmother. She grew greedy for power, leading other demons to turn against her. That's what caused all the bad rumors too. Eventually, she reaped what she sowed. Balance found its way back, and all that was left was the forest. This place is my only memory of her, so I stayed to protect it. With this collar, I'm chained to this place. It was her last gift. It sounds more like a curse than a gift. She locked your freedom away. I was given a purpose to live. I don't care about the rest. When I was younger, I thought of leaving, but I gave up on the idea. I'm just as old as I look. You could have lived centuries with that iron face. I pity you for being misjudged all this time. It's what I deserve for what my ancestor did. You were you. Their actions don't decide your fate. They shouldn't anyway. Even if I change my past stays fixed. You people are so fixated on your history. Well, we try to understand history so we can avoid repeating mistakes, but I'll admit it doesn't always work. You finally understand what I'm getting at. Right now I have nowhere else to go. I can only protect this forest. It takes some time to get used to, but this place isn't that bad. There's spirits living here, most of which can't protect themselves from humans. Shaped like marshmallows, they have the characters written on them, boy and girl. If you can see them, they've decided to open up to you. Oh my, I can't believe the spirits look this cute. No Zaken watching me with an amused expression. It's the first time I've seen an expression like that. I can't help but blush. Most of them live in the forest, but there are a few wandering in the village as well. Some have harmful intentions though. Better not to trust any of them. Spirits and humans aren't supposed to get along anyway. Would they attack humans? My job is to protect them from others, not the other way around. Wow, this is a whole new world. A new fantastic point of view, yeah. I've always been scared of things I can't touch, but you showed me a different side of them. Heh. Anyway, I think I figured out why so many people are getting possessed. There should be a guardian in this village who keeps corrupted spirits in check, but he disappeared a while ago. I don't know what happened to him. I know numerous priests there. The guardian I'm talking about is not human. He originally lived in this temple long before I got here. I wasn't really familiar with him, but I know he purifies the spirit. Wait a second. The black box from Karado's story that cursed him and he got lunged forward in time. He was the one who's purifying the spirits. Huh. Zaken shares more about himself, like he wanted to treat demons and villagers as equals, yet distances himself from the latter. And if he did engage with villagers, it would only tell him off. By the way, how'd you get past the investigators at the entrance? I took a detour using off-limit roads. You really are asking for trouble. Well, the worst thing that can happen to me is getting lost, but I have a map. Your people must be slacking off from missing a trespassing little girl. In that case, it might be safe to head out. Where are you going? None of your concern. You might as well head home. I'll wait here for you. I'll try to make it quick. Don't move from your spot. I remain in my place as he walks out of the temple. To keep myself busy, I put the futon away and inspect the room. This place is so dusty. Not surprising from a caveman. But out of caution, I move towards the entrance and strain my ears to listen. We haven't searched through this area yet. This forest is so big, there's no end to our mission. What the? Is that a building? Are investigators continuing at night? What are they even doing in this area? Somehow I managed to find a back door and escape into the forest. I need to warn Zaken not to return to now. Suddenly, the puppet spirits pop in front of me. Speaking of their timing, they lead me to where Zaken is before heading back to the temple. Just keep heading straight, you won't miss him. Thank you very much. For a moment I hesitate to go on, but then I notice a hot spring ahead. Out of curiosity, I take a closer look and see someone there. My gaze is immediately locked on his body. Most of his wounds have already stopped bleeding, but I can't tear my eyes away from the large scars running along his back. Zaken notices my stare and calls out to me. Did you decide to join after all? No. Can I wash your hair instead? Since I owe you for saving me, I might as well repay a favor. I feel my heart beating faster, even though as offered, I wasn't really prepared for this. I wonder if it's really okay to approach him like this. I reach out and take his hair in my hand, use my fingers to comb through it, occasionally scooping water to rinse it. When I accidentally touch his skin, he moves away. Sorry, does it hurt? I just don't like being approached from behind. As you can tell from the scars, it never ends well. There are wounds that can't fully heal. After all, I'm not immortal. Most were left by demons, others humans. Zaken averts his gaze and comes back to me. I gently pat his head in an attempt to comfort him. Watch him loosen up. Glad he's more relaxed now. And I comb his hair away from the right shoulder. My fingers accidentally brush over his scars. I thought no human ever caught sight of you. What happened to them? I don't think any of them took me for the demon. But I had no other choice than to drive them away. Nope. Grandma used to make sure humans didn't survive when they stumbled in the forest. I'm still not convinced. In my room, death is common. I thought humans put more value to life. Why do you keep walking down this path? Well, you can't judge the ones who do. They always have a reason. If you're trying to chase me away, you can stop. You know, my impression of you hasn't changed since we first met. You saved me time and time again, even though you weren't fond of me. Your heart is good. I knew from those moments that you weren't a bloodthirsty demon everyone talks about. For that reason, I avoid people. I feel more comfortable being near the forest anyway, and I can keep a close eye on the spirits. I just want to live in peace and stay out of the affairs going on out there. If they would only leave me alone. If he really didn't care about his reputation, he wouldn't bring all this up. Lost in my thoughts, I almost do not hear his next words. Thank you. The corners of my mouth curl up at hearing this. If you excuse me, I'm going out. Oh, right. I turn away as he steps out. After he gets dressed, I notice all the visible wounds have been healed. I stare at his long hair and offer to braid it. I stand behind him when he sits on a rock. When it's the full moon, this place turns into a healing spring. If you braid together with a demon or another powerful species, they'll even heal humans from minor injuries. Too bad I missed such a golden opportunity. Next time, maybe. That night, Zaken brings me home, saying the streets were dangerous and he wanted to assure my safety. Thank you for visiting me today. Oh my, it's the first time he's thanked me so openly, I'm speechless. I thought you shouldn't come too often. That many people investigating the forest, you might get caught. Stay home. I'll visit you instead if necessary. Did I hear that right? Most spirits are active at night, so don't do stupid things. Like that night you ran into the forest. I can't help it if evil things like those possessed people are attracted to me. If you need my help, just call me by sending these spirits. He opens his clenched fist to reveal 2 spirits from before hovering over it. They float towards me before disappearing into thin air. They're invisible, but they'll be guarding you. Thank you, Zaken. It's nothing. By the way, don't return to the temple immediately. I heard some investigators exploring there earlier. I'll keep that in mind. He turns away and darts off into the dark streets. The weekend passes by peacefully. I rush to school with one thing on my mind. Kaichi, once I find you, I will. Make my way to the late class area in hopes of getting a hint on how to find him. On the way, I accidentally bump into a girl heading in the same direction. Judging from our unusual uniform, she must be an elite student. I've never seen this person before, she just looks cute. I apologize quickly and continue to run. Notice the teacher going for a lunch break. Isn't that an... Okay, that's an angel. You tried to attack Kurata. How's she still alive? As if luck is at my side, I find Kachi sitting in the classroom, surrounded by a few students and no teacher. Hey, you're not permitted to be here. And we'll leave off here. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget the like button. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, goodbye.